What up, YouTube? G Leader here once again, and pretty much this video is gonna be a video response. And this is a video response to my homie madthads 0890. He did a video topic yesterday talking about the way they portray superhero movies. That the way they portray superhero movies nowadays is stupid because it's more of the person's secret identity and personal life in the film than actual superhero. I mean, like, when I say this, he was talking about stuff like Spider-Man movies, that they focus, like, the primary focus would be more on Peter Parker than Spider-Man. So he was wondering, like, why even name the movie Spider-Man if Spider-Man is barely in it, And he's saying all superhero movies are like this. And, and personally, I agree with this statement because the latest movie, Thor, take that movie, that movie is like the perfect example of what's wrong with superhero movies nowadays, They want to focus more on origin stories than actually putting you in the movie with the action already there. And that kind of kills superhero movies because most of the time people's backstories are not that fucking exciting, and that could be said for the two Hulk movies. The first Hulk movie was origin movie where how everything first started and shit, and that movie did terrible. That movie was boring as hell. Like, people did not like that movie because they focused too much on the origin story and people didn't really care about Bruce Banner, like that. And they did all this backstory with his father, showing him as a kid, and it was just not needed. The second Hulk movie, they showed pretty much all of that in the opening sequence. Like, in the opening credits, they showed all of that. And then the rest of the 2-hour movie was all action, non-stop. It wasn't no fucking backstory telling you, like, origins. It was already done. It was just Hulk, and that's why that movie did way better than the first one. So I just wish they would take more superhero movies and do that. Cause Thor, he had his powers 10 minutes in the beginning of the movie. Then it was like a whole fucking hour and a half where he had, well, I don't know if I'm exaggerating, it might be just like an hour he spent on Earth with no powers. And then the last 10 minutes of the movie, he had powers again. So pretty much it was way more no power Thor than it was powered Thor. So it's like, and we ain't paid to see this shit. Like, who cares about all this mischief and stuff he does on Earth? We paid this money to see Thor. So the fact that it was only 20 minutes worth of Thor in the movie, it just didn't seem worth it to me. The movie should have been called fucking Human with Thor cameos, because that's what it felt like. Had a 20-minute Thor cameo. So, and I just really dislike origin films, unless the origins already got a lot of action to begin with. If they don't got a lot of action to begin with, we don't care about the origin story. Most people know how they got their got their powers. Spider-Man got bit by a radioactive spider. We know. We know this. So the fact that they about to reboot this Spider-Man series again and show this again, it's gonna be terrible, because we did it with Tobey Maguire, so now we got to do this rebuild and see it all again, I just hope it ain't another super origin film like Spider-Man 1. Not to say Spider-Man was super terrible, but I just hope they don't do that again. Because like I said, all these superhero movies, too much origin story, too much of how they got their powers when we don't care. We just want to see the superhero. When I go see a Batman movie, I want to see Batman, Show me Batman. Show me Batman fighting villains for more than 30 minutes and stop showing me an hour of Bruce Wayne and his life. Nobody cares about Bruce. The movie, if the movie was titled Bruce Wayne and they showed Bruce Wayne, I'll feel okay with it. But the movie's called Batman. Show me Batman. That's what we came to see. The movie was called Thor. Show me Thor. Not guy on Earth with no powers, So like I said, I completely agree with that on that shit. I've been saying that shit for a very long time, you know. Like the whole Fantastic Four 1 movie. We knew how they got their powers. We didn't need you to reiterate it in an hour sequence, you know, in a boring hour sequence at that. We didn't need you to re-show us, you know, Batman Begins. We know how Batman ended up as Batman. We don't need you to show us, you know. That's why generally part 2 movies are better than the first one, because the first one is just stupid origin story, and 2 is always going to be where the action starts. So if you like a super action junkie and you just know a movie coming out, you should just not even waste your time seeing the first one, because you know it's a fucking origin story, you know. So like I said, superhero movies, cut that origin shit out. Just start with the action. And a superhero movie, just show us more superheroes, you know, and then we have less gripes about films, you know. It's gonna be a lot of movies coming out this summer, you know, Green Lantern, Captain America, you know, even the Avengers movie coming out next year, you know. So got X-Men First Class too, got a lot of comic book inspired movies. I just hope they don't boring it up. I just hope they make with the superheroes and less with the origin and less with the secret identity of the character. That's all I'm saying. So, G4 Leader here. I'm signing off, and I'm leaving y'all with the thought of, do y'all like these origin stories, or do you dislike them? Just hit me up in the comments below, and I'll reply back. So, G4 Leader here. I'm out. Peace, guys.